everyone, and welcome or welcome back to my third ever Q&A. Today I'm going to be answering your questions in celebration of my channel turning 1 year old. So I've had my channel for a whole year now. I started it on May 4th, 2023. It's May 5th today, and I actually wanted to film this Q&A on May 4th, so it had some sort of significance, but it was pouring with rain yesterday, so obviously I didn't. But today it's such a nice day, so I thought I may as well get out and film while I can. I also just want to mention that I did get a mic not too long ago. Shout out to my uncle for getting me the mic. Just a little one that I could just put on here, but unfortunately, it only works with my parents' phones and not with mine, which is very inconvenient. So I need to get some sort of adapter for it. So I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know what the prices are for that. But I would have loved to be filming this Q&A with a mic, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. So thank you so much to everyone who gave me questions for this Q&A. I really appreciate it. And I got a lot of batch questions from a lot of people, so I'm going to start with those and then move on to some single questions after that. So the first set of questions are from one of my favorite YouTubers and one of my good friends, Evelyn from Evelyn's Farm Diaries. All channels will be linked below. And the first question that she asked was, how long do barn chores take you? So it differs. There's two sort of like sets, I could put it, of barn chores that I do. So on Saturdays, usually, I don't muck out stalls. So what I do is I just sort of chuck shavings on top, neaten up the stalls, put some hay and water in for the horses, rake the aisle, and that's pretty much it in terms of the basic chores. Then I usually just clean the feed bowls. I do clean the water buckets as well if they need it. So that probably takes me about an hour and a half. When I muck out, it takes me about 3 hours. The next question is, who is your favorite horse to ride? So I've ridden 4 out of our 7 horses here, and that is Savannah, Africa, Tequila, and Tilly. I hope back Tilly. But Savannah is probably my favorite to ride. All of his gaits are so smooth. He's very light on all his commands, and he's just so responsive. He is pretty much a dream horse to ride. The next question from Evelyn is, do you want your future career to involve horses? The short answer is yes, I definitely do. I have no idea how exactly at this point. Next question is, what is your future dream horse? Now, some of you might be quite surprised because my future dream horse is basically Africa in a nutshell. Africa is a Percheron cross thoroughbred. He's a buckskin. He is so pretty. What are your favorites, or who are your favorite equestrian YouTubers? So my favorite equestrian YouTuber, who is also the person that inspired me to start a YouTube channel, is Esme Higgs from the channel This Esme. The next favorite channel, equestrian channel, is Free Spirit Equestrian. Shay from Free Spirit Equestrian does amazing things with all her horses, and she's just a joy to watch. And then my third favorite equestrian channel, which is also a farm channel, is Evelyn's Farm Diaries. Thank you, Evelyn, for the questions. And she has got an amazing channel. She has horses. She's got 3, but she also vlogs with all of her other animals. There's a diverse range of animals, but she's an equestrian too. The next few questions are from Leo Equestrian and also Mary from the Little Farm, and they both asked a few of the same questions. That's why they're from both of them. One of them was, who is your favorite horse? I'm sure you all know this by now. It is most definitely Savannah. I just clicked with him and he is my favorite. Even though I don't like having favorites, he definitely is. The next question is, are there any other animals on the farm other than the horses? So there's no livestock, no cows or pigs or anything like that. It's just the horses. The landlady has dogs. She brings them up pretty much every day. But there are a lot of wild animals around the farm. There are porcupine. Sorry, the horses are distracting me, making a lot of noise over there. They are bushbuck. They would be what you have in the UK, which is a doe, or the buck there. A small buck, and they're very cute, but the males are very territorial. They're quite dangerous, but we've never had any problems with them, and they just eat with the horses sometimes. We'll see them. They're not friendly by any means, but they'll allow us to come close enough. And then we also have lots of baboons here. They are a huge nuisance. There is a very big troop, and they get into the stable sometimes, make a huge mess. They are very annoying. There is also, or there was, I think, a resident caracal. He might not be around anymore because he was quite old, but he used to kill quite a few bushback around here. We've also got badgers here, and then there's lots of just little wildlife. There's loads and loads of birds. There's a lot of birds of prey. Do you own all the horses on the farm? And I would love to say we do, but we do not. So I do want to have my own horses in the future. But for now, I like to say we borrow this herd. So we rent on a farm, which is basically situated in a nature reserve. And we rent from the owner of the farm and the owner of the horses. So she's our landlady. And I just help take care of the horses. So we don't own them, but I do help take care of them. And they're a huge part of our life now. The last question from Leo Equestrian is, what breed are the horses on the farm? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know their full breeds. I just never really asked, but I can tell you a few. So Savannah has some Sadler in him. I don't know what else really, but there's something and I've forgotten, even though I was told. Then Africa is a Percheron cross thoroughbred. I think there's some Arab in Tequila and Basjan. And Mary and Jack, I think, have Boerperd in them, which is a South African breed of horse. And I'm not sure exactly what's in Tilly, but she's a mix of whatever's in Mary and Jack because they are her parents. The next set of questions are from Tails and Trails, and she gave me 4 questions. The first one is gelding, stallion, or mare. Probably gelding, Western or English, and I would probably say English. We ride a bit of Western at the farm, and I ride English in my lessons, so I do a lot of different things, but probably English would be my first choice. Favorite color on a white horse or a gray horse? Probably blue. I think blue looks really good on grays as well as black. And my favorite equestrian discipline, in general, my favorite discipline is show jumping. And I'm actually learning to jump, as I mentioned, at my riding school. So it's actually really cool to be doing it now and not just watching others jump. The next set of questions are from Koki. He asked some really interesting questions. So the first one is, what is your favorite aspect of the equestrian world? And I would have to say for that one, probably the community on a whole, because the equestrian community, there's a lot of people who do put each other down and who, because they've ridden for longer or because they can jump higher or do something that someone else can't. They think that they are somehow superior to others. But on a whole, the equestrian community is lovely. Everyone is just so supportive of each other, so kind. Everyone just encourages the other to carry on and to keep doing what they're doing. Like with any sport, the community it's really big and everyone is just they love the same thing. So there's always something to talk about and there's always something to exclaim over, and it's just a really exciting community. The next question is, what are your goals as an equestrian? Have my own horses, not just one. I want to have a few so that they can all have a companion. And another one is I really want to learn to jump, and I'm already doing that. So I've jumped a 70 the other day. So I'm really getting there, which is awesome. So that one is not ticked off yet because I've got a long, long way to go, but it is in progress. And the last one is, what sort of advice do you have for people who are starting out in the equestrian world, aka beginners? And I would say my advice would be, you don't have to own a horse to be an equestrian. Because a lot of people say, oh, I don't own a horse, I'm not an equestrian, or like I have to have a horse to be able to ride. That is not true at all. I don't own any horses at all. Look, I've got 7 right behind me, although you can't, they're over there, hang on. There we go. So you don't need to own a horse to be able to ride or to be an equestrian, because you can take classes and lessons at a riding school as long as you've gotten on a horse and you've learned the basics of riding. You are an equestrian. Don't put yourself down like that. You've got to know, you can't just say, I've ridden once, I'm an equestrian. That's different. But if you have been for lessons and if you're going to continue with lessons, and if you know that this is something you want to pursue, you are definitely an equestrian. Another thing is, don't let other people put you down as a beginner, or don't put yourself down as a beginner. You're like, I'm a beginner, I can't do this or that or whatever. And everyone else can. It's okay. Everyone starts where you were. How do you think all these amazing equestrians became what they are today? They started out bouncing around, trying to post on a lesson pony probably. So wherever you are in your equestrian journey, if you're a beginner or experienced, just don't let yourself get put down by others, or don't put yourself down. It doesn't matter what level you are still amazing. Also, to not rush into buying lots of things, or when you're starting out with lessons or something. For instance, when you start out with lessons, you really need to get a few things. You need to get a helmet and you need to get boots. You really, really need to get those. Those are the top two requirements. You can also get some other things. You can get some jodhpurs. Those are quite important as well, or breeches to ride in, but they're not a super necessity. And you can get gloves, you can get chaps, you can get all those nice things. But don't rush into buying things that you don't need. I've got two more questions from Joshua. So this one is, do you ever want to live anywhere other than where you live right now, which is on the farm? So I've lived in South Africa my whole life, and I do want to leave one day. I don't know how soon. We are not going to be staying on the farm forever, that's for sure. As I mentioned, we don't own the farm or the horses, so there's nothing tying us down here. But I definitely want to leave the farm at some point. It will break my heart leaving the horses, but I do want to explore and travel with my family. Me and my parents have always liked to be adventurous, and we want to explore new places, not just be stuck in one place forever. So I definitely want to go traveling somewhere different, not just to go somewhere and stay there for my whole life either. While I'm still young, in the next few years, maybe even, I would like to be able to travel a bit more. And I think I probably love to go to, I would just love to explore Europe. Do you believe in life outside of our planet? So obviously everyone has different views on this, and everyone believes that there is either life or no life or different forms of life, and it's just very different for everyone. So this is my personal view on things. I do believe there is life outside of our Earth. I just don't believe that we are the only planet that has some form of life on it. As for what other kind of life is in the universe, no one knows really. I don't put a label on it. I don't think there's really more people living out there, although there of course might be. But I also don't believe in really three-headed aliens out there, green with lots of limbs. I think that whatever. Wait, what was that? I don't know what form it's in. I just think that there is more to the universe than us. One of the last questions from somebody else was, tell us how your schooling works. So I have been doing online schooling since COVID, basically. So it's been quite a while. It's been 4 years, basically. And I go to an online school, which is different to homeschooling. So homeschooling, your parents do pretty much teach you everything. I mean, you get on with a lot of your work yourself, but they give you lessons and they do lessons with you. So what I do is I do lessons on my own, pretty much. And it's a school which has recorded lessons. So I go over all my recorded lessons, make my notes, I set tests at the end of each term, and it's not much easier than a normal school. It's pretty much, it's still difficult. It's still, I go for extra maths because I'm not good at maths. It's still very challenging and it's still a lot of work. But it is so much better than a normal school, in my opinion. It works for me because my family obviously lives on a farm, but it just makes our life so much more flexible. I can go riding in the mornings, or my lesson barn sometimes asks for help when they need help with trail rides and that kind of thing. So I can go there. I can have maths lessons at an earlier time in the day. It just works out for all of us. My parents also both work online. So it means that we can obviously travel a bit and go out for the day and that kind of thing. So it works for us as a family. Another question was that why do horses have different coat colors? So there are actually only two base colors of horses, two like base colors, and horses are built on one of the two, so it's black and chestnut. And basically different genes change these colors over time from breeding. Obviously, two horses will breed and the genes will interact and bring out a different color on the offspring, and that just continues and continues as each horse keeps breeding. And that brings us to the end of our Q&A. It was a really fun one, so thank you again to everyone for the questions. Channels of the people who asked questions down below in the description. And I just can't believe it's already been a year that I've had my channel, and I've already grown. We almost had 500 subscribers. My dream is to hit 1K subscribers. So maybe in the next year we could do it. I really, really hope so. But if you haven't, please do consider subscribing down below. It would really mean a lot to me. If you guys enjoyed this video, also remember to drop a like down below. And let me know if you did enjoy this chatty video in the comments. I really do like chatting with you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you again for a whole year of Wildly Equestrian.